Good morning. Well, we had a big day yesterday. We'll see what we get done today. We got a big move to make to get to Berkey. I am oil drying the tracks today. We're using something a little different than the talc we used before. Mostly because, well, I had this available quickly and easily. I think we have some talc around, but also it does say to use oil dry in the book. It says oil dry before it says talc. This stuff is a little bit less messy because it's not dusty. So, I don't know. We'll see how it works, I guess. It's designed, or the idea is to lubricate the tracks so that they don't get hot. In the fields, we have dirt and stuff in there. When we're on the roads, there's no dirt to lubricate them. So we add a little bit of artificial dirt, which oil dry is just clay particles that'll break up. Kind of embeds in the rubber to help them keep them from getting hot. It's a little later than I want it to be. 7 o'clock now. Sleep's at a premium at my house right now, and I forgot to wake up early. Oh well, not a big deal. Phil's here. He needs some help getting his truck moved around, seed tender, so that he can plant beans. So I'm going to help him do that, and then off we go. Well, it looks a little different out here. A neighbor needed to borrow our rotary hoe that was sitting over there, so Dad had to move all his lumber outside and stuff. I'll see if I can't get him to take some video of that running. I know a couple of you had hoped for that earlier. I did not. You never, ever want to run a rotary hoe, but yeah. All right, we got Phil all set up. He's going to go plant. And we're going to go side dress corn. It's a 2-hour trip down there, so it'll be a little bit. Well, we're about 10 miles in. I thought it'd be time to throw a little more oil dry in our tracks. I still got some. Look at that. I forgot my thermometer. They're a little warm, not horrible. Lube them up. There it is, finally, one of our cornfields. We're 2 hours into this trip, but we have made it. That's not the cornfield that we are going to. We're going to a different cornfield, but we'll be back over here later today to do that. Looks good. Corn's pretty small yet, but it looks really good. All right, so we are to the farm here. Dad's spraying, so there's his little setup there, pulling water out of those tanks where we collect rainwater from the barn roof for our spray water down here. Anyway, we got to park out of the way somewhere and go get some tanks. That's the thing. We got nobody to run tanks down here unless Jack shows up later. So we're just going to go ahead and park this. Dad brought one truck down, so that's over there, and we'll go get, we'll need 3 tanks for the first field we're going to, so we'll get those around at least, and then maybe Jack will show up and he can run some for us this afternoon, hopefully. All right, well, we've got a tank in the field. We got one here. Dad's done spraying, so he's going to haul tanks for me, and there's Jack. He just showed up. We got all kinds of help now. We got to go. Nice big open 78-acre field here. Corn looks really good. There's some small weeds, but Dad sprayed it yesterday, so they should be dying. And we shouldn't be able to knock this one out quickly. Looks pretty good to me. Yeah, this is going to be fun. We're going to be able to cruise right through here. 10 miles an hour, 185-pound rate. There's going to be some 200-pound rate stuff down here, so we might have to slow down in some of those zones. But we're getting 35 gallons a minute through the bar. That's a lot. Yeah, all looks to be good. Sealing pretty dang well. We've got just a little bit in the tracks in front of the gauge wheels there. That's the same tracks, especially in this pass where the sprayer ran. Yeah, you can see it there. So you get a little bit of that there. It's not a big deal. Just a tiny little bit on the ends where we're putting the 8.5 on. But for reference, I saw a neighbor running 1.5 miles away from here, and they've got a shank style bar, and every row looks like those ones did on their bar. It's just totally different. So I'm really happy with it. I think it's doing a great job. Tank's empty. Says we still had 200 pounds left, but I wonder if they don't fill them quite as full here as what I'm used to at Waldron. The same size tanks, the single tanks, these are the same size, but He's told me when I picked it up, he said there should be about 6,000 pounds in it, 3 tons, and that's exactly what we got, because I had it at 6,200, and so they must not put quite as much in, but that's all right. What did we get on that tank? 27.73 acres. I went just a little too far there. It's all right, we'll double that up, and should be okay. We might, I don't know, might be a little close. We might end up just a touch short here with 3 tanks. 27, no, we'll be fine. There's 78 here, so yeah, we'll be all right. Not looking good on the radar, especially for Phil back at home. In fact, I looked at the rain gauge. We've had 0.07 of an inch of rain there, so I think he's probably done. Here, however, we're over here by this blue dot. It might skirt past us and go north. We might be okay for a while yet. So I am planning on a live stream today, and I had the idea that maybe I could use my GoPro and live stream from my GoPro. So I was testing it out, and well, it said I was doing it, but I couldn't get it to show up on my iPad. I was trying to do an unlisted video, you know, so you guys couldn't all see it, but I would be able to tell that it was working, and I don't think it worked, so that's a no-go. I'll have to use my phone. Tank 2's empty. One more, and this one will finish the field up. Should be pretty easily. Let's see, we've got 55 acres done of 78. That's just 23 more. Yeah. We'll be fine. Check that one off the list. On to the next. Okay, well, all the rest of our corn is right here. We got this field, and then there's 3 of them across the road there, both sides of that woods. My corn plot's over there by where that other anhydrous tank is. Our nitrogen plot's going in that field over there. We're going to get to that later this afternoon, but we're going to start here. They've got 3 tanks for me already, so that's good, but this one is about empty. We're out changing tanks again. For some reason, I thought the 2 in that one that we started with was going to do this whole field. I was wrong. We're going to be a little bit short, but that's okay. Jack's hauling, and he is keeping up because, well, we're only 2 miles, not even, just a mile straight across the section from the supplier, so it's close. I don't know about this supplier. This tank didn't even have an O-ring in it. I hooked the hoses up and it was dripping everywhere. What? Okay, we're back running here. Just got an alert. 016 there is above the line. It says to check it. So we're gonna stop here and get out and check it. I don't know, unless there's some dirt in the opener or something, I don't know, or a line kinked. I don't know what else it could be. Well, I don't know what the problem is with that row. We'll see if it's any better now. There wasn't any dirt in it, and there wasn't any pinch points or kinked spots, so I'm not sure, but we'll go with it. Okay, we just hooked on to another tank that'll finish this field up. I only got about 8 acres left here in the middle of it. Let's see, you want to see a map? There's a map right there. One other thing you'll notice down here is my maps are very, very much the same color. We have very little variation here. A few spots on the ends that are some yellows that are a lower zone, but most all of this stuff gets the same rate all the way across because it's just very consistent, flat, level, even soil types. We don't have a ton of variation down here, which is kind of nice sometimes. Big open flat fields, square fields is really nice. And there's another one done. 66.25 acres. That's good. That's good. We'll move on across the road. So we're well over 100 now. What, 130 acres on the day? I don't know. I didn't think we were going to get done today because we didn't start till 10 o'clock, but we might make it. It's like 285 acres of corn down here, so it'll be a heck of a day to do that, starting at 10 o'clock and moving, and then maybe I'll drive the tractor home tonight. Who knows? All right, so this field is where we're doing our nitrogen trial and our test plot. So you see all these flags out here? We've got 4 different colors of flags for the 4 different strips, replicated 4 times. So there's a 16 strips out here. Where's my rows? Dad, get off. There we are. We've got blue, we've got yellow, we've got pink, and we've got red flags. And I need to look it up and see which ones are supposed to be what treatment exactly, but we're going to have a full rate and a 75% rate of nitrogen of our side dress N. So in this field, that's 185 pounds and 139 pounds of side dressed N. And then we're going to do both of those rates with and without N-Serve, which is a nitrogen stabilizer. We'll talk about that in a minute. For right now, we're just kind of going around the plot. This is the first entry. That's the next one is part of the trial. This one is not. So we're going to do that. We've got a variety plot over here that we planted, the Golden Harvest plot. So we've got to put nitrogen on that and the rest of the outside here. So that's the plan to start. Okay, well, I was kind of right, kind of wrong. So I did the ends and got the one side of the plot done, and then I decided, well, let's do the non-N-served portions of this plot now while I've still got plenty of anhydrous in the tank to do it. And so here's our layout and what we're doing. We actually are starting on this end, and the yellow streaks are 75% farmer normal rate. So that's where we're putting on now 139 pounds per acre. The blue streaks are the farmer normal rate. So that's the ones where we will do 185. And so we got this sheet here so we can see, make sure we're in the right passes and stuff. Right now we're doing we're doing pass number 15 because the green is the normal rate with the stabilizer, and we don't have any stabilizer in the tank right now. So we're gonna do this one, then we're gonna skip one, and we're gonna go to our normal rate and do pass 13, which is just over there. Now, why is there a patch of weeds right there? There's none in the whole rest of the field, but right there. Why is that? And are they going to die from the chemicals that Dad sprayed down them yesterday? They should. We might have to come back with a gator to get that spot. So here's what our map looks like so far. So this thicker line, the 2 passes back to back, that's not part of the plot. That's just following the background variable rate map. And then we've got these 3, now the 4th strip that I'm making now of the orange. Those correlate to the yellows up here and our 75% normal rate. The other 3 green strips and the one I'm going to make on the way back to the other end of the field correlate to the blue strips. So we've got to skip another pass and then do a high rate on the way back. And then we're done with the non-stabilized portion of this plot. Well, we had enough in that tank to do the plot and one more pass, and that was it. It ran empty. So now we're going to go hook up to one of those other 2 tanks. Well, there's 3 over there, but one of them has the right rate of N-Serve in it for each of those other strips. So the one thing that's different this year than what we did on this last year is they want a 32 ounce per acre rate of N-Serve, which is the stabilizer, per acre. And when you vary the rate, the amount of N-Serve that you need in each tank changes. And so last year we just put in enough for 32 ounces at the high rate, and then at the low rate you weren't actually getting a full 32 ounces, you were getting 24 ounces, right? And so this year we've got 2 separate tanks with 2 different rates of N-Serve in it. So the one has enough for 32 ounces at 185 pounds per acre. That's the green strips. The other one has enough for 32 ounces at 139 pounds per acre. That would be the red strips. So we're going to hook up to one of them and do those strips, and then we'll have to run the tank out on the rest of the field and use it up. Alright, so adding this product creates a little bit of a documentation problem for me, and if you guys know something different that I don't here, fill me in the comments or let me know somehow. But I think I need it to document the N-Serve that we're putting in as well here. And so I go to my work setup and I don't see any way to add a product here. I need a tank mix, but when I go into this, I can't pick tank mix. I can pick the N-Serve, which I just added in there, but then it doesn't document that I'm putting on the anhydrous, the 8200. And if I go to my all products list, that doesn't really help either. That's just all of my fertilizer products. So I think what I have to do here is actually hit the new work button which I don't want to create a new coverage map. I want to use this same coverage map, but I don't know how to do that. It's not really what I want to do, but I don't know how else to do it. So we're going to hit OK. It's not a work file that I've already set up, so that isn't going to work. But how do I do a tank mix? I don't understand. Maybe here. Maybe I need... see, now there's a nitrogen stabilizer. How do I add a product then? Interesting. Let me figure this out. Well, I'm not entirely convinced this is the way to do it, but if I go into my equipment and I touch this 2510H, there's a spot down here to add an operation for NH3 application. Maybe that's what we need to do. This should be under rate controller though. And we'll just, yeah. Maybe? What happens at work setup now? Yeah, now I got two. This one's the rate controller one. Maybe I should change that from gas to liquid and just put it as the N-serve at 32 ounces per acre, and then it won't map it so much, but it'll make a flat rate, and that's what I need. I don't know, I'm a little confused on this one. Well, I think I got it figured out. I actually still got my coverage map, and when I click on setup, it acts like it's recording both, so I guess time will tell once we get it into the op center whether I got the right data or not, but at least it's there and working. I was able to go in to this work list and choose that. Yeah, I think I actually got this. I think I got it. I don't know. We're putting it on. We're doing what we're supposed to. So the trial is good. It's just a matter of whether we documented it or not. But anyway, we're just doing the 4 red strips in the trial with this tank. This has got it's got more N-serve in it, but so it has the same rate per acre as, yeah, it's right. Trust me, it's right. 32 ounces of N-serve, 139 pounds of anhydrous per acre of N, nitrogen. All right, so back to the what is a nitrogen stabilizer. We're way deep into the weeds in the chemistry here that I don't understand, so don't quote me on any of this, but basically a nitrogen stabilizer is a additive that they put into the anhydrous, right into the tank, that it keeps it in a more stable, non-leachable form. And so it prevents that nitrogen from converting. Basically, when the anhydrous attaches to the water in the soil, it's pretty quickly converting into NH4, ammonium instead of ammonia. And when that happens, it then starts converting and denitrifying or volatilizing or leaching or something and making it less likely to remain in our soil. Hold on, I got to make sure I'm in the right strips. Yeah, this one. And so what that stabilizer does is help keep it in a more stable form of N, where it will stay in the soil and is less likely to run out with the water. It's my understanding of it. We don't use nitrogen stabilizers on our nitrogen, mostly because we're putting it on so close to when the plant is going to use it, right? We already got crop growing out here. It's not going to sit around for very long before the crop takes it up. If we were doing pre-plant, or when we've done pre-plant in the past, we have used some stabilizers in that situation. If we were doing it in the fall, there's no way I would ever consider putting nitrogen on in the fall without a nitrogen stabilizer in it. But we don't put it in the fall because I would never consider doing that anyway because it's way too risky. The stabilizers are fairly expensive. I have no idea what this one's costing us. We're not using very much of it, and they're actually paying for it as part of the trial, so I didn't even ask. But the argument was always kind of made of, well, if you're going to spend $20 or $30 an acre on a stabilizer, or maybe it's 10, I don't know, why don't you just put that extra nitrogen out there, and then if you lose a little bit of it, so what? And if you don't, you got extra N available, which may not be the most responsible way of doing it, but yeah, it kind of makes sense, right? You put a little extra N out there in hopes that you don't lose it, but there if you do, and it costs you the same. So yeah, but with side dress it's not nearly as big of a concern, and we just haven't been using them. So the idea of this trial is to see how the stabilizer affects the nitrogen and the yields because of that in different rates, right? And so what they're trying to prove, what the government funding for this project, I assume it's government funding, is trying to prove is that if we put 75% rate of nitrogen on with a stabilizer, it's the same as putting on our full rate without a stabilizer, and we should do that and cut our nitrogen usage. That's not been proven to be the case the last 2 years that we have done this trial, but we'll keep doing it until it is, so that they have their year of data that shows, yes, this works. But what we are finding is that, you know, in certain situations, maybe we're putting on more nitrogen than we need to, or, you know, just how different things are affected based on the stabilizer and everything else. So, yeah, it's good information to have, but I don't know. There's only so much good information out of it, I guess. I don't know. The stabilizers thing isn't a huge interest to me. Last year when they pulled the nitrates test, the stock nitrate samples, and our numbers were way higher than I would have ever imagined, and it was because of the chicken litter that we had put on the summer before, that caught my attention and opened my eyes up to say, hey, we don't need to be putting so much nitrogen out there. That's why we're pulling nitrate samples right now, waiting for them back at Waldron before we side dress that corn. And so, yeah, it's saving us some money, because now, especially with high-priced nitrogen, if we can cut back 25%, well, you know, even if it is only on 100 or a couple hundred acres, that saves us real money. Finally got this tank empty. It went a lot farther than I thought it would. My math is off today. We've only got 5 passes left in this field, so I got one over here that I couldn't make because that tank that we're going to get was in the way, and then we've got the 4 passes in the plot to do, and then we jump across the road. We got 13 acres over there, and we've got 65, I believe, over there. So I need to figure out how much more anhydrous we need. We've got 3 tanks here. I don't think we've got enough, but it's going to be close. So is that right? 65, 64.4. So yeah, let me do a little math and we'll figure it, and we'll see where we're at. All right, we've got hooked up to that other tank. I had a little trouble with the valve not wanting to open. I don't know. I did a few hundred feet and there was not getting anything out, so I had to shut the valve and open it real slow, and seems to be okay now. Everything's working good. So we're doing those green strips in our nitrogen plot here. We're just about done. We're doing this strip. We got 1, 2, 3 more to go, and then we'll have this field done. Like I said, there's 13 acres across the road we're going to do, and then we've got 64 on the other side of the woods over there, and that's it. Jack's grabbing me one more tank, because I think I'm going to need one more tank, but not very much of it probably, and we should be able to finish this no problem. It's not even 5 o'clock yet, quarter till, but I'm going to do a live stream starting at 5 here, so probably check in with you guys about the time we're finishing up, to be honest. So yeah, it's all is good. Uh-oh, we just finished our live stream, but we've got rain. Not good. Not good at all. Are we going to finish? We've only got 20 acres left. Won't take long, but I don't know. If it picks up, we're going to be in trouble. We're still good for now. We don't quite have enough anhydrous in this tank to finish, but we've got another full one that will do it. Let's see. We've got enough for 14 acres left in the tank, so we're gonna be about 5 acres short here, where we're gonna have to switch tanks, and hope that we can get it done. I don't know if we're gonna make it or not. I told you there'd be a big gap in the coverage because, well, we did an hour and 45-minute long live stream. So thanks to everybody that joined in on that. Really appreciate everybody doing that. Those are fun for me. I enjoy it. I don't know when the next one's gonna happen. It's gonna be a while before we're in a combine for wheat harvest, so we will see. Looks like we're gonna make it. We haven't had to change tanks yet, but 3 acres. I think we got more or less than 3 acres left. I still think more. Dang close though, wasn't it? Alright, well, we've got a round and a half to do yet. I'm not gonna make it on this tank, and so while I'm down here close to the other full one, we're just gonna go ahead and switch them now. So I'm gonna grab that one over there, and then we'll finish it up, and then we're gonna drive the tractor back today. It's just a little after 7. We'll be back before 10 o'clock. Yeah, we can do that. Well, we are gonna finish, but we're getting more raindrops again. I've just got to go down and back and down again, and then we are done. So We're gonna do it even if it is raining. I'm a little concerned when I just unhooked that tank. I didn't run it empty. They said there was like 200 pounds left in it, so it was about empty, but not enough for us to finish, but not enough to, yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, the gauge on it still said it was like 80% full, which has me slightly concerned, because if that tank is 80% full, then we didn't put anything on hardly. But my map shows that we put stuff on. It doesn't show that it ran empty, and there was vapor coming out, or, you know, you could see it puffing out in spots, so we had to be putting it on. So I'm convinced the gauge is broken, but if we haul that tank back and it's not almost empty, we got problems. Okay, we're done here. I'm gonna pull up in the monitor how many acres we actually did today. It was a lot. We had not quite as many as yesterday, but we had a really good day. 6-1, 280 acres, 281. Man, that's impressive. After 301 yesterday, do 582 acres in 2 days. That's really good. So, we clear the date filter. Almost 1,000. We've got almost 1,000 acres done, so we're 2/3, a little more than 2/3 done, probably. We're gonna head back to Waldron. It's 7:30, so it's gonna take us 2 hours. We should be there before 10 o'clock. I loaded the tracks up with dirt, as much dirt as I could find to throw in them when I was in a field full of dirt, so they're full. And we're gonna head back to Waldron, take it nice and slow. We'll see what we can do tomorrow. It rains, so I don't know. We'll see what things look like when we get up there. Maybe it'll start raining on the way back. That would be ideal. Water's got to be good for cooling tracks down. Oh, look at the cool Haggy sprayer with the blue lights. Nice. We don't spray at night very often, but they're fun to watch. It is getting dark on us. It is 9:23. We've almost made it home. We're about 4 miles away, 4.5. I don't have my bag of oil dry with me, so I stopped and threw some handfuls of dirt out of somebody's random field. I just pulled off the side of the road where there was a nice freshly tilled field and threw some handfuls of dirt in the tracks. So, it'll work. Get us home. We made it. 9:41. It's wet on the ground. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's mud. So yeah, we got some rain today. The rain gauge said 3/10 earlier. I haven't looked again to see if we got any more or not, but I doubt we'll be able to put any anhydrous on tomorrow. So it is what it is. It's fine. We're doing really well. We've got, like I said, about 2/3 of it done. Really 2 more good days, and we could have the rest of it done. So it won't take long. Anyway, thanks for watching today. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like and subscribe button. We'll probably see you again tomorrow. If you need any merchandise, check out farmfocus.com. Get all of our stuff there. And have a great night. We'll see you later.